Yeah, just a quick follow up to that. The universe is telling me a lot today. It happened to be in the line of thoughts too. So I'm out there, you know how it is, you get out here, you know what I'm saying, after I watered the crops or whatever like that. I'm looking around, I'm like, yo, that grass is kind of long. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, the sun's not down yet. Let me go ahead and cut the grass. So the push mower, because where I'm at, there's not a lot. There's still a lot of real forest trees around here. There's a grass in the yard and everything like that. But anyway, it's small enough where I was lucky enough I could use the push mower. So anyway, I'm using the push mower, and the push mower is odd. I bought it used, and like I'm trying to save bread. I'm trying to save bread, man. So anyway, I bought it used, and like when you go to turn it off, it ain't got an off button. Said I wasn't quite sure it like runs itself out. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess it also has a fuel part to it. So you turn the fuel off, you just start choking it out because it don't get enough gas, and then eventually it just dies down. So anyway, I'm out there using that. So just to tell you, obviously it's not in the best condition. You know what I'm saying? I got a new one. You know what I mean? But the new one's a rider. And actually, that's not new. I'm talking about a weed whacker. Never mind, I'm talking about a weed whacker, which was also used because I took the new one back. So anyway, I got a lot on my mind. So I'm out there cutting, right? And there's this real difficult area to cut because the ground is kind of like uneven in this area because it was undisturbed forest for many years. And a professional didn't come in and like lay everything flat and everything, you know what I'm saying? So it looked very much like yours truly an amateur did it. So anyway, I'm cutting and like the lawnmower blade is getting stuck on like a hill of dirt, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, man, you know, oh, fuck, I don't even feel like cutting this grass. You know what I'm saying? I hate this. And then I caught that because I'm actually enjoying this. I actually thoroughly enjoy cutting the grass with a push mower, in fact. I just like walking up and down making those laps. Now, granted, it's not a perfect yard like that where you can just walk up and down straight. You're going to be dodging some sticks and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's straight enough. And then I realized that that unwelcome thought, perhaps in the past, before I started meditating, would have grown. Because they say typically when you get a thought, the next thought that you have will follow that same exact energetic charge that that thought has, right? It may not be the same thought, but the same energetic charge. And so back in the day, perhaps I would have had that negative thought without myself being able to be aware of my thoughts. I might have engaged in the cycle of replication, which would be more thoughts of the energetic pattern of the thought that preceded it, would just keep going. You know, and how long would that have lasted? Until I caught myself or diverted myself. And little stuff like that that you may not think about is how meditation changes your life so much, because you really start to gain control, at least in the beginning stages, of what you're thinking. How does it help? On a scientific standpoint, very easily, because when you're sitting up there and you're, let's just say there's over 600 forms of meditation. But anyway, let's just say you start focusing on your breathing. That's what you're doing. You're watching your breathing. You have to exercise some mind control to be able to bring yourself back to the breath, right? And as you do that, you start to become aware of when you're in a thought pattern. And that awareness just begins to strengthen over time, and you start to use it in your everyday activities. You start to gain a new power. You start to gain the power to be able to have the mind look at itself. And a lot of times right now, the majority of people don't have that ability. Even if they're introspective, oftentimes they don't have the ability to actually view what they're thinking at that time. And meditation teaches you that. It almost, in some ways, no joke, no exaggeration, kind of gives you a second brain, because it gives you a brain to look at the normal brain. And so that is immensely powerful, immensely powerful. And it helps you to have that separation between you and a thought, because sometimes when you're in a thought, you don't realize it. You're completely in the thought. You know what I'm saying? That's where you are. It's taking you away from right here, right now. For that moment and a half, you was out there. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you was, you wasn't here. You know what I'm saying? And meditation allows you to just view it and keeps you here. Because when you're here, you're more powerful. But also, you start to be aware of what's going on, and then I can't quite describe it, but you get some type of weird strength from that. You know what I'm saying? Some type of weird strength from the ability to be able to still have that thought go, but not be engaged with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so when that thought came to me while I was cutting the grass, I was able to quickly shift my mind. And I had to give gratitude again, like, thank you for this newfound awareness. You know what I'm saying? How many years were you living like that when you daydreaming and don't realize when you daydreaming? They say in the average person's on autopilot 90% of the time. So 90% of the time, your subconscious mind is developed to the point where it can do your daily activities. You know what I mean? You got muscle memory, you're doing this. Where's your mind? Where's your thoughts? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And since that subconscious mind can focus on 5 different things at once, what are those other underlying thoughts that are in that subconscious mind? You know what I'm saying? Meditation gives you the ability, and not even intentionally, it just happens, to be able to look at yourself. And I think that's why I was able to catch that negative thought while I was cutting that grass and knock it out the park. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to be. You have to knock negative thoughts out the park. And the best way to do that is to be aware of them. And that's why meditation helps so much with unwelcome thoughts, because you can't know who's knocking out your door if you don't look through that peephole. It allows you to look through that peephole. Like, it's y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, them niggas, just say we ain't home, yo. But up days you can say you ain't home. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy. Now niggas just got your cell phone number, like, bop. You know what I mean? Like, damn, there was a time, man. Niggas just be calling too much. And that's the same way with thoughts, too. Thoughts be calling too much. You give them too much power. Some thoughts are like unwelcome friends. You know what I'm saying? You ever had them friends that want to hang out too much? You know what I'm saying? That's how some of these negative thoughts is. And you just got to start being aware of when they come in. Are you conducive to where I want to go? And oh my God, that is such a major power you get when you can actually look at each thought and be able to discern. Like, you doing your regular work, you outside doing your thing or whatever, and you start to be able to look at any thought that comes in. You just develop this awareness. You more focused on your task, but you also somehow focused on what you're thinking as well. You know what I'm saying? And because you focused on what you're thinking, you kind of like watching everything that comes in your brain. Do you know the power you get back when you have the ability to do that? You know what I'm saying? To up, get out, boom. You just got shields in your mind. You know what I'm saying? The only way you can begin to do that if you are observing what's coming in. Things are coming in from every single direction. If you never take time to observe, you can't properly put up a proper defense. But there is one thing. If you couple meditation with gratitude, I'm not going to say it can help you as much as meditation. Oh, but it's up there. It's up there, dog. It's up there. The reason gratitude works so well is because it cleanses your internal vibration. It can help keep unwelcome thoughts away too. Gratitude. Either meditate or practice gratitude. Use them together, and here's how they work. First, they tag team these thoughts. First, the negative thought comes in. Boom! The awareness comes in. The awareness that you gained through meditation. So meditation helped you with the awareness. Then meditation helped you because now you have the strength to shift that thought. Boom, boom. The same way you had to shift back to your breath or shift to your mantra or whatever, you shift your thought. Then gratitude. Practice gratitude. Meditation gives you the power and the ability and the discipline to be able to practice gratitude. Once you do that, you quickly start to replace negative vibrations with positive ones. And that helps you climb up the path so much faster. That will give you exponential results. So that's what I was taught when I was out cutting the grass. Thanks for listening.